Welcome to the start of Season 3 of the Rock and Roll Show podcast. I'm your host, Alex Gadd, and it's great to be back with you. This week, I'm going to share another set of hidden gems, songs that I really like, but for whatever reason, were never really hit records. What makes a song a hidden gem? Well, it starts with a song that I really like. From there, I used only three rules. One, the song never got into the top 40 in the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. Number two, the act is no longer together or performing. Number three, the song is available on both Apple Music and Spotify. So please join me as I share some less familiar but just as cool rock songs that should have been bigger hits coming up right now. I've always enjoyed turning on my friends to cool songs that sound like they should have been huge hits but never were. Now I'm going to do that for all of you. Of course, there's always a chance that you've heard one or more of these songs, especially if you're a music nerd like me. So if you have, I hope you'll enjoy revisiting them again. But if you haven't, I hope you enjoy finding these hidden gems. As I mentioned, the only parameters that I use to qualify a song as a hidden gem are that they were never a top 40 hit in the US, that the act is no longer performing live or making music, and that the song has to be available on both Apple Music and Spotify. That's it. That means that Tommy Two Tones 8675309 Jenny isn't on this list, despite it being one of my favorite songs to cover in my previous cover bands, because it was a one-hit wonder that actually topped out at number 4 on the Hot 100 singles chart. The Black Crowes' Blackberry is one of my all-time favorite songs from the band's 1996 album Three Snakes and One Charm, but it won't be included here because the band reformed back in 2019 and they've been touring and releasing new music again for the past 6 years. Finally, both Bottle Rocket's Radar Gun and Don Dixon's Praying Mantis aren't on this list because neither is currently available in the US on either Spotify or Apple Music, even though those are two other favorite songs of mine. That's the downside to subscribing to music instead of owning the physical media. But c'est la vie. Anyway, let's get to it. Our first hidden gem is Moonbeam Woman by a British band called Freak Power. They released 2 albums in the mid-90s, and Moonbeam Woman is the first song on their debut album, Drive Through Booty. I found this album in London at a time that I was traveling there pretty often for work. I was doing training sessions for British Airways employees about what the internet was and how it was going to impact the lives of everyone, including those British Airway employees. I heard another song from the album Drive Through Booty on the radio. The song was called Rush. It's a good song, good enough to encourage me to buy the CD the next time I went over there because I couldn't find it when I came home to the States. So I went back to London, bought the album, and the track Moonbeam Woman is the one that stood out as the highlight for me. It's a genre hopping, groove heavy ride that combines acid jazz, funk, soul, and a little bit of tongue in cheek attitude, and it holds up totally. Freak Power was the brainchild of Norman Cook and trombonist vocalist Ashley Slater. Cook would later go on to become Fatboy Slim. But years earlier, he and Slater put together a band that had chops for days. They sounded so cool and laid back. They were totally in the groove. The production is tight. The playing is ridiculously good. And the vibe is just pure late night cool. You can put this record on at a party and people will start asking you who it is before the first chorus comes around. And while the whole album is definitely worth a listen, Moonbeam Woman is the standout track. It's smoother than it has any right to be. The track builds slowly but surely towards a crescendo at the end with a strong rhythm section holding it down. It's got a laid-back, jazzy shuffle that makes it feel like the kind of song you'd hear at a dimly lit bar where the band's just a little too good for the room. Lyrically, it's part dream, part seduction, totally in its own lane. It doesn't try to blow the doors off. It just glides. And in an era where a lot of 90s albums were chasing grunge or hip-hop, Freak Power carved out this little corner of funked out weirdness and absolutely owned it. In my opinion, Drive Through Booty deserves way more love than it ever got. It's smart, fun, and totally confident in its own thing. And Moonbeam Woman remains at the top of my favorites playlist. Check it out.
Who's that sister? Made her own space. She got moon dust in her fro. Damn, we miss her. Sugar some face. Wistful. Moonbeam sends to go. 6 months later, she steamed up the van. We got no small surprise. The Moonbeam Woman sits on a hand. The naughty sparkle in her eye. Well, Daisy lady, come flying at my hand. Fly away. Daisy lady, playmate of the land. Late arrival, never been kissed. Strode up, speaking in tongues. Settled nicely, up to the rest. Grinding to the bass and the drum. 3 years later, she's back in her stride. Down full circle, doing the bump. Lovely lady, up on her feet. She's getting over the hump. Well, Daisy lady, come flying at my hand. Daisy lady, the playmate of the land. That poor old poet didn't know, so what she cooked the wrong goose. We should have left it up and licked it like we do with that juice. And if you ask her, she just shrugs and digs the life that she chose. My moonbeam lady shown up, guess when her cup overflows. There it goes. Can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down. Come flying out my head. Stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down. Come flying out my head. Stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady, 'cause I get down and I go down and I can't stop, won't stop, rocking to the lady.
Hidden gem number 2 is SOB by Lisa Marie Presley. Yeah, Elvis's only child recorded original music, and it was really good. This track was the opener from her 2005 album To Whom It May Concern. It's raw, fierce, and brimming with attitude. When I heard it for the first time, I was struck by how confident and unfiltered she sounded. She wasn't leaning on her father's legacy, nor was she chasing any trends. She was definitely just doing her own thing. The album actually debuted at number 5 on the Billboard chart, but beyond the single Lights Out, it didn't get much attention. I know it's weird to say that for an album that went to number 5, but it rose quickly and faded quickly, and it didn't get the attention that it deserved. I think a lot of people saw her name and dismissed the whole project as a vanity record. And while her last name probably opened some doors, it also, I bet, created some impossible expectations. People didn't seem to be able to separate her music from her family and her last name. I really thought SOB would be the breakout single on the record. Instead, her label pushed another track called Sinking In as the second follow up single to Lights Out. And Sinking In didn't really move the needle that much. It's a shame because SOB flat out smokes. It's a sultry, swaggering rock track with bite. It's clear this isn't some polished pop product. The song has edge to it. Presley delivers every line like she means it. Her voice is smoky and textured, full of emotion. You can tell that she's singing something that's very personal to her. The production leans into that attitude. The guitars are front and center, the drums hit hard, and there's a little swing to the rhythm section that gives the whole track a polished up garage band energy. It sounds like it was meant to be played loud, preferably while maybe driving a little too fast with the windows down. What makes SOB stand out for me is how emotionally layered it is. Yeah, it's angry, but it's also self aware, even empowering. Presley's not stuck in heartbreak. She's calling it out, reclaiming control, and doing it with style. That kind of emotional clarity delivered with that kind of bite is rare to hear. Sadly, Lisa Marie Presley passed away just over 2 years ago at the age of 54. She left behind 3 albums. All of them are worth hearing. In my opinion, though, SOB is her best song. It's gutsy, it's catchy, it's honest. If you skipped her music thinking it was just a celebrity side project, or you never heard that she made music, go check it out. Give this one a listen. You might be surprised by how much she had to say and how well she said it. Here's SOB.
You say I seem so grim, darling, do you forgive me? And I went out on a limb 'cause I needed to be near the fireflies flying high above me. And then I hit the sky and it fell down on me. You said it wasn't sharp, but I cut my finger. You said it just wouldn't burn and I scarred my face. You know I bite my nails, my skin and my fingers. And I've heard that's my liver, my nerves and my brain. I said I just like to bite on my fucking fingers. Will do with another intelligent answer for me today. You said it wasn't sharp, but I cut my finger. You said it just wouldn't burn and I
Next up is the song Texas by Chris Rea. This is a song I first heard while DJing at WIZN in Vermont, right around the same time I discovered the title track from his 1989 album, The Road to Hell. Both tracks stood out immediately. They're moodier, smokier, and more cinematic than most of what I was playing or listening to back then. Texas especially feels like it should be played in the background of every dusty bar scene of every road movie made since its release. The groove is swampy and slow burning with a bluesy shuffle that kind of rolls like a car cruising endlessly down the highway. Ray's slide guitar work is understated but masterful here. His tone is warm and expressive. He's never really showing off, just playing to fit the music. His deep, gravelly voice, kind of like a smoother version of Mark Knopfler's singing style, carries this dreamy, slightly ironic ode to a place that isn't the real Texas, but is the idea of it. It's a myth. It's a fantasy escape where the bars never close, all the women are tall and beautiful, and no one cares about your past. One line in particular hits harder now than it maybe even did then. He says it's all gone crazy, and his only response is to go to Texas where the roads go on forever. This was 1989. It's a sentiment that kind of echoes Springsteen's Born to Run. The open road is salvation. But here it's more world weary than rebellious. That feeling of wanting to disappear into someplace imagined, someplace untouched by the chaos of real life. Yeah, that still works. The production's clean but earthy. The band keeps everything tight and restrained, giving the tracks plenty of space to breathe. There's no need for flash or volume here. It's all about the feel. Before you know it, you're humming along, totally wrapped up in the atmosphere. In my opinion, Texas is one of Chris Rea's finest moments and a perfect example of how a great song doesn't have to shout to make its point. If you've overlooked his catalog, start here. It's a slow burn, but once it gets under your skin, it stays there. This is Texas by Chris Rea.
Warm winds blowing, heat and blue sky, and a road that goes forever. Been thinking about it lately, been watching some TV, been looking all around me for what it's come to be. Been talking with my neighbor, and he agrees with me. It's all gone crazy. Well, my wife returns from taking my little girl to school. She got beads of perspiration, but she tries to keep her cool. And she says that best don't get no better. There's gonna come a day someone's gonna get killed out there. I turn to her and say, Texas. She says, what? I said, Texas. She says, what? They got big long roads out there. Warm winds blowing, heat and blue sky, and a road that goes forever. Oh, I'm going to Texas. You gotta get out of here. Oh, gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. Well, I got a little brother. He's several meters high. Yeah, he's built just like a quarterback. He swears he'll testify. He says he's been to Texas. It's a phony place to be. Big stakes because no trouble. Yeah, that's the place for me. I'm going to Texas. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh, I'm going to Texas. Yeah.
The fourth hidden gem today is Take It Off by the Donnas. It's a track that's pure, unfiltered rock and roll adrenaline. Released in 2002 on their fifth album, which was their major label debut called Spend the Night. This song is a swaggering, riff heavy anthem that channels the spirit of the Runaways, but with a little bit more AC/DC oomph. The Donnas came from Palo Alto, California. They started as a high school group back in the early 90s and evolved into a powerhouse of punk infused hard rock. Take It Off showcases their ability to blend catchy hooks with raw energy. The opening guitar riff grabs you instantly, and Brett Anderson's vocals exude confidence and attitude. It's a song that doesn't ask for attention, it demands it. Lyrically, the trap flips the script on traditional rock tropes. Instead of objectifying women, it's about owning desire and agency, challenging the listener to reconsider their expectations. It's bold, it's brash, and unapologetically fun. The production's tight with driving drums, crunchy guitars that make it impossible to ignore. It's no surprise that Take It Off found its way into films like Dodgeball and The Hangover, Budweiser commercials, even video games like Guitar Hero. Take It Off is a standout track that encapsulates what makes the Donnas great. It's a celebration of rock's rebellious spirit delivered with a fresh twist. If you're looking for a song that's equal parts attitude and fun, this is it. Crank it up and let the Donnas remind you what rock and roll is all about.
Okay, great. I'm on my second drink, but I had a few before. I'm trying hard to think, and I think that I want you on the floor. I'm on, yeah, on the floor. Go on and take it off. Take it off. You gotta shake it off, baby, for me. Come on and break me off. Break me off. 'Cause I got what I want and I like what I see. Need your love, 1, 2, 3. Stop staring at my teacup. Don't waste time, just give it to me. Come on, baby, just fill me up. Come on, just give it out. Go on and take it off. Take it off. You gotta shake it off, baby, for me. Come on and break me off. Break me off. 'Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. Forget the application. You're the right guy for the task. Let me take you on vacation. Just do it. You don't have to ask. Go on and take it off. Take it off. You gotta shake it off, baby, for me. Come on and break me off. Break me off. 'Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off, baby, for me. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off, baby, for me.
Next on our list of hidden gems is Three Strange Days by School of Fish. It's a track that captures the feel of the early 1990s alternative scene really well. It was released in 91 on their self titled debut album, and this song blends psychedelic textures with sharp guitar riffs, creating a sound that's both dreamy and edgy at the same time. And that kind of, to me, captured what the essence of alt rock really was at that time perfectly. From the opening chords, Three Strange Days pulls you into a world of hazy introspection. Josh Clayton-Felt's vocals carry a sense of disorientation and vulnerability, perfectly complemented by Michael Ward's swirling guitar work. The lyrics paint a picture of someone lost in their own life and maybe just adrift, perhaps after a personal upheaval or existential crisis. The song's structure is equally unbalanced as the verses are meandering and there's no real chorus, just a refrain at the end of each verse, and then there's one bridge. By moving away from the standard verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, rock and roll song structure, the music accentuates the song's themes of disorientation. I was a DJ again at WIZN when this song came out, and we played it for a bit, but it never really gained the traction I thought it should have. Interestingly, I found out soon after I first heard the song that singer Josh Clayton Felt was in fact a distant cousin of mine through multiple marriages, though we never met. The band unfortunately broke up after only 2 albums, with Josh Clayton Felt starting a solo career, Michael Ward joining the Wallflowers with Jacob Dylan, and unfortunately, both men have since passed away. Despite its strong composition and relatable themes, Three Strange Days didn't achieve significant commercial success, peaking at number 12 on the mainstream rock tracks chart. It's a standout track that deserves more recognition than it got. I encourage you to give it a listen because it encapsulates a moment in time when alternative rock was really finding its voice, and it was very different from the Nirvanas and the Smashing Pumpkins of the day, but it was no less compelling. Finally, our last hidden gem this week is She Devil Shouted Out Loud by the Cocktail Slippers. It's a killer track from a criminally underrated band out of Oslo, Norway. If you've never heard of them, don't worry, you're not alone, but go check them out. Signed to Little Steven Van Zant's Wicked Cool label, the Cocktail Slippers are a five-woman rock band that blends glam, garage, and pop punk into a sound that feels like it should be blasting out of a jukebox in a roadside bar. And She Devil Shouted Out Loud is their calling card. Let me start out by admitting that I'm breaking one of my own Hidden Gems rules here by including this track because the Cocktail Slippers are very much still together. They're on tour right now. So whenever you get a chance, go see them. I first checked out this song because I wondered if the song was a cover of the Kiss tune Shouted Out Loud, one of my favorite songs from Kiss. But this is 100% its own thing. This song is a little glossy and a little gritty, totally infectious. The track channels some of the same swagger you get from Joan Jett or late 70s Blondie. It's tough, it's confident, and it knows exactly what it wants to be. What I love most about She Devil is what I also love about the Donnas song. It leans into classic rock tropes, the femme fatale, the wild night out, but it flips the script just enough to make it feel fresh. The song isn't about a girl. This is the girl singing the song. There's agency and power here, but it's delivered again with a wink and a sneer. They even have a preacher type taking over the bridge, claiming that if rock and roll is the devil's music, then a woman playing rock music must be a she devil, hence the title. The band's locked in on this track. Tight rhythm section, punchy riffs, a great keyboard line tying it all together, and a production style that keeps things rough around the edges in the best possible way. The Cocktail Slippers never have gotten the exposure they've deserved outside of Europe and the underground garage crowd, but She Devil is proof that they belong on a bigger stage. It's one of those tracks that makes you sit up halfway through and think, why aren't I hearing this on the radio? It's so catchy. She Devil does exactly what a great rock song should do. It kicks in the door, makes its presence known, and leaves you wanting to hear it again the second it ends. If you're looking for a classic that you've never heard before that has attitude and hooks for days, this one delivers. Take a listen.
Oh, hear me. I've got one thing to say. Oh, shout out loud. Hey, get this straight away. So you say you think I sounded straight to mainstream? And wake up, snap out of your daydream. Here's the thing, you say that song's too slow, yeah? You need to poke that bass up, the gain's too low there. That song's a little bit too pop for a rock band. I put more power in the chorus, man. Talk to the head, 'cause we're not listening. We're busy doing our thing. We got it made. On the line, we go our own way. On the line, you just might wanna say, shout it out loud now. We got it made. On the line, we go our own way. On the line, you just might wanna say, shout it out loud now. We got it made. You know we got this made. All the attitude, hell, please behave. It doesn't suit you girls. All that. So you wanna be like rock and roll superstars? Yeah, I don't think so. You won't get that far. This is the way we play. I said it, 'cause we got it made. We got it made. On the line, we go our own way. On the line, you just might wanna say, shout it out loud now. We got it made. On the line, we go our own way. On the line, you just might wanna say, shout it out loud now. We got it made. You know we got it made.
What I want you to think about is Adam and Eve and who ate the apple 1st. Now, if rock and roll is the devil's music, then it follows that a woman playing rock and roll on stage is nothing less than a she-devil.
Okay, so which are your favorite hidden gems? Please let me know which ones you like the best in the comments. That's it for this week's episode, and thank you for joining us. I'll be back next Tuesday, and if you like what you heard today, I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe or follow to make sure you get notified about every new episode. And please tell your friends. Also, a reminder that I release a playlist for every episode, so look for the Rock and Roll Show podcast playlist on Spotify every week, this week featuring these new hidden gems. So check that out. Additionally, I want to know what you think, so please leave me a comment and I'll try to respond to every one of them. The Rock and Roll Show podcast is a World Highway Media production. I'm your host, Alex Gadd, and until next time, remember that life is short, so get those concert tickets.